There is growing anxiety here in Washington tonight over the possibility of massive defense cuts, a budget trimming process known as sequestration. Senior White House Foreign Affairs correspondent Wendell Goler reports the stakes could not be higher.
A day after the Pentagon, the White House conceded as well it has not yet prepared for the spending cuts it will need to make if Congress doesn't reach a deficit reduction agreement by the end of the year.
While OMB has not yet engaged agencies in planning, our staff is conducting the analysis that is necessary to move forward, should that be required.
Critics say the lack of preparation is unacceptable.
The president is the commander-in-chief of this country, and the other day his spokesman said that basically he was leaving this to Congress. I think this is an abdication of leadership.
But the White House says the cuts themselves were designed to be unacceptable, to force Congress to reach a compromise. Pentagon officials say the $500 billion in cuts would demand a complete change in defense strategy and hollow the force.
The one thing we definitely can't choose to do as a nation or as a government is sacrifice our national security by triggering this rather absurd mechanism that was instituted to avoid absurdity.
In addition, the defense contractor cuts could cost hundreds of thousands of jobs and push the country back into recession, which could do the same for a global economy that in some places like Europe is struggling more than this country. Like most other impasses between Democrats and Republicans this year, this one involves raising revenue. The White House insists on a balanced approach.
There's no magic here left in terms of how you make the necessary hard decisions to get the kind of deficit reduction necessary. What is required here is a little will and spine.
Senator Ayotte says she might agree to more tax revenue, but not higher taxes.
If we live within our means for 1 month in this government, we could resolve sequestration. That puts it in perspective.
Budget Director Jeffrey Zients says hitting the sequester would be like driving into a brick wall, and he says right now members of Congress are focused on how much it would hurt instead of how to avoid the wall in the first place.